YouTube, it's your boy Jeffo coming at you with another video, and I hope everybody's doing well, everybody's chasing their dreams, everybody's been doing everything they need to do to get to their goal. Now this right here is very important right here. This message that I'm about to give you is very important, because a lot of people go through trauma, a lot of people go through circumstances in which they feel like it's an uphill battle, and they see it as like a negative. They see it as like a sign to stop, or not continue going. But I'm gonna give you a reason onto why keep going is, and actually being motivated in the struggle is actually a benefit to your situation. Now, when I was growing up, I had a very high confidence within myself. You know what I mean? Like, as all kids do. Like, like every kid thinks that they can, end up being a superhero or doing something that, is very impossible. And that idea of in and of itself made you achieve things, even if you weren't able to achieve the exact goal that you wanted to do. But that confidence ended up spreading into like different ventures, and you're able to achieve things that you may have not even thought was benefiting you, right? But as we grow up, our parents tell us, we can't do this, or you're in class and you have to raise your hand to answer a question. So you're being limited by what's outside. And what ends up happening is, when you're limited by things that are external, it makes you start believing that the external is what's really driving you. And then you're not able to tap into that same energy that you had when you were younger. And what ends up happening too is, when you keep growing up, you keep hitting a wall, you keep hitting a wall, but the wall is not, it's in of itself taking you out. The only thing that could really take you out is yourself. So let's say you're in like a situation in which you've been trying to do something for like years, and the reason that you're doing it is for a good reason. It's more than yourself. It's more than just being able to achieve something materialistic. It's to motivate it. It's to do something that's going to help people around you, as well as yourself, as well as the younger self of your younger self as well. So you have a good reason to be doing the situation, to be doing whatever venture you're doing, right? And you keep hitting a wall, you keep hitting a wall, and then one day you start getting this thought of like, okay, I'm gonna stop. What happens is, the situation didn't take you out of the game. You know what I mean? That situation didn't take you out of the game. You took yourself out of the game. You know what I mean? When you take yourself out of the game, that is that is basically quitting. That is the epitome of quitting. If you're in a situation, right, and you're able to keep going, you're able to fight another day, like it didn't completely obliterate you, and you're able to get up from that situation and try again. I say try again, because one of the worst things that you can do is still be in the situation where you still have a chance, right? You have a chance. Like, I watch a lot of games. I've actually been in a lot of games where it was like a very close call, right? And I'm gonna put myself in a situation. Like, I used to wrestle. I used to be in a situation where, like, I'm out of breath, I'm tired and all that stuff. And in my mind, I remember in the beginning part, it was like, I just gave up. And once I started giving up, like, I was like, all right, let me just, lose this match, right? And once I got that thought in my head, I would end up losing the match. But I remember there was a time where it was just like, after the situation, I felt like I could have did more. I felt like that situation couldn't have killed me. Like, what would happen if I were to, keep going? Would there still be a chance? So I got into a situation again in which, things weren't looking the best. It was looking grim. It looked like I was about to lose, but I had in my thought that I'm going to figure out a way to win. And once I did that, I figured out a way, like said I figured out a way to win, I started switching from the mindset of, okay, what will happen if I lose, into situations of, okay, if I do this, what's going to happen. I started being able to predict the future. When you take yourself out of the game, you're basically predicting the future of you losing. I mean, when you start getting that thought process of, okay, I'm going to quit, or I'm going to do like this is a little too hard, this blah, 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 you are predicting your downfall. You're predicting your failure. You're self-sabotaging in a way, in a sense. So once you start being like, okay, I'm in the situation that I'm in, how can I succeed within this situation? Now, I'm not saying every single time that you do this is going to end up in a victory, but what happens is you start learning ways to memorize those patterns of what was happening, right? You're able to realize, okay, I did that mistake, so next time I'm going to do this mistake. So you start planning ahead. You start being able to predict the future. And when you do that enough, when you start predicting the future enough, you start getting intuitions about situations before it even happens, right? So instead of just thinking of, okay, what can happen in the next second, you're able to know what's gonna happen in the next minute, what's gonna happen in the next hour, what can happen in the next month. You feel me? So that's how companies predict things too, right? So when companies start up, a lot of the times they're not making money. A lot of the times it's more so of a struggle. Like within your first year, you're just learning how to stay within the game. I mean, you're trying to stay alive. And once you learn how to stay alive, once you learn how to stay in homeostasis, then you start trying to thrive, right? But if you're met with adversity, right? If you're met with adversity and you quit and you don't choose to keep going, one, that tells you about yourself. That tells you, okay, I need to work on my my will, my resilience, right? I need to work on those. So that's the first step. But if you're in situations and you're being in situations a lot, it's not really a resilience thing. It's more so of a mindset thing. It's like more so of like, okay, now I just need to switch from the loser mindset to, okay, what can I do to win? If this is if I had to live, if I had only one more year to live, and this is the situation that I was in, wouldn't you want to put everything that you can into that situation? So once you start thinking like that, and you start having intuition, you start having the will to win, that's when things start changing for you. But you can't take yourself out of the game. You can't physically take yourself out of the game, because one, people are not going to be able to trust you, and one of the most important things, you're not going to be able to trust yourself.